So you may be wondering what the Migratory Bird Treaty Act has to do with you collecting bones. Well, it actually has a lot to do with it, and it's very important to know about this if you're going to be collecting bones and making a collection. Um, you have to be very in tune with your laws before you start anything like this, and especially if you're going to be adding birds to your collection, you need to know what is legal and what is not. So that's what we're going to go over today. So I'm trying to make this pretty quick so you're not sitting here for 3 hours while I read an entire, you know, treaty act. So I tried to go through, find the most important pieces that are going to pertain to you and your hobby. And even if you're not a bone collector, or this is just something you're looking at just to see what the Migratory Bird Treaty Act is about, this video is also going to be for you, just because I'm not going to be concentrating on the bones themselves, but what this has to do with owning parts of certain birds. So here we go. So first we're going to go over why the MBTA was created. And MBTA is a law that protects birds from people in response to the extinction or near extinction of a number of bird species, many of which were hunted either for sport or for their feathers. So what this means is that it was put in place because so many bird species were being killed off or almost killed off just to make hats or just because people felt like shooting them. So this act prevents that and makes it completely illegal to possess most migratory birds. Now I know there's going to be a couple of you sitting there saying, well, I have a feather, I've had it for a couple years, it doesn't matter, they're not going to do anything about it, it's just a feather. Well, sure, it's just a feather. But it's a feather from a federally and nationally protected species. And this act actually extends across the United States, Canada, Japan, Mexico, and the former Soviet Union. So there are actually a lot of places that are looking to protect these birds, and they're not going to be too friendly about it. So anything that you have in your possession will be seized upon conviction of the offender or upon court judgment. So basically, if a police officer were to walk into your home and see you have, say, you found a hawk feather on the ground, they can take you to jail and take everything in your collection, basically. Even if it's not bird related, you've committed a crime and now they need to investigate everything. They need to make sure you don't have anything else that's illegal. And if this were to happen and you were to be taken into custody, according to the Act, a person, association, partnership, or corporation which violates the Act or its regulations is guilty of a misdemeanor and subject to a fine up to $500, jail up to 6 months, or both. And anyone who knowingly takes a migratory bird and intends to, offers to, or actually sells or barters the bird is guilty of a felony with fines up to $2,000, jail up to 2 years, or both. I mean, is the feather really worth 2 years of jail time and a record? I don't think so. In regards to possessing parts of migratory birds, this is what the MBTA has to say. It is unlawful to pursue, hunt, take, capture, kill, possess, sell, purchase, barter, import, export, or transport any migratory bird or part such as the nest or egg of any such bird unless authorized under a permit. You cannot ship, transport, or carry from one state, territory, or district to another, or through a foreign country, of any bird, part, nest, or egg that was captured, killed, taken, shipped, transported, or carried contrary to the laws. So what this is saying is that any bird that is on the protected list, you cannot have any single part of this bird. And that is quite a lot of birds. I'm not going to go over every single species just because that would probably take a couple hours. But if you would like to see the entire list, I will include a list down below for you to view. So I'm going to go over really quick what is illegal and what is legal according to the Treaty Act. So catching and releasing a trapped bird in your home, your vehicle, if you got a bird that's stuck, you can catch it and you can release it. That is perfectly legal. House wren nests can be emptied if they are made by a male wren and have no eggs or egg cups. Those may be removed from the area. There is a thing called a depredation permit, and this is the removal of protected bird flocks that are destroying property or crops. That is a permit to do so, so you cannot do that without a permit. And also with a permit, you may capture and ban birds for tracking the number of birds in the area. What is illegal is possessing any part of a protected bird without a permit, whether that be the feather, egg, nest, bone, or the entire bird or anything of it. You may not intentionally kill or harm any protected bird or a bird that has a season that is currently out of season. You may not destroy nests and eggs of migratory birds, as that is hurting the population. You may not kill flocks of migratory birds that are destroying crops or property without a permit. You may not catch and ban birds without a permit. You may not keep native species as pets. Now, this also applies to any native animal. Even though you can have foxes and skunks as pets, it does not mean that you can go out and collect your own out in the wild. Most of these species do require the owner to possess a permit to own and must be bought from a licensed breeder, and some of them aren't even legal to own in certain states. So especially regarding any type of migratory bird, you cannot have that in your possession at all. Even, if you're rehabbing, you cannot rehab any native species. Now, even if this animal has a hunting season, it is native and it is migratory, and you cannot rehab it without a permit. You must be a licensed rehabber, and even if you've done it before, it doesn't make it legal. Just contact a local rehab center if you find a sick or injured animal, whether it be a bird or a squirrel. Take it and have a professional take care of it. And again, you cannot collect roadkill or dead birds anywhere. It doesn't matter how it died, you cannot have it. It is a felony, and even a single feather can get you into a ton of trouble. So just leave the bird there. If you feel the need, like maybe it's laying in the middle of the road and it's a hawk, you can move it off to the side of the road, and some states may even require you to report it to your game warden so they can keep track of the population, especially if it's an endangered species. So now that we've gone over what you can't own, let's go over what you can own. So first things first, we have the house sparrow. These are not native to the United States, so you can legally own these. You can kill them and destroy their nests, as they are invasive and they do destroy our native songbirds' nests. So these ones are perfectly legal to own and sell. Next up, we have something that if you live in the city or in the country, you are familiar with. It is the rock dove, also known as the rock pigeon or the common pigeon. These animals are not protected, and you can legally own and sell their bones and feathers. And we also have the European starling, which is a beautiful bird, but as you can tell by the name, it is not native to the United States, so this bird is also legal in the bone trade. Now you may be thinking, well, I'm a hunter. I shoot birds all the time during the season. Well, you can own everything that is legal to shoot in your state in game birds. All you have to do is check your hunting regulations, make sure you have the proper permits and water stamps, and possibly also your migratory bird stamp. It depends on your state. Not every bird is legal in every state, and your bird must stay in its state after you kill it and have it properly tagged. Next, we also have any animal that is legal in the pet trade. So your parrots, your macaws, you can buy and sell these skulls and feathers freely, as they are not native and are a legal traded animal. So I hope this quick video helped you out some. There will be a couple links down below so you can view the MBTA and the legal and illegal birds. This is just a quick video, and if you have more questions, please refrain to the entire MBTA. It's because I'm not going to go through and read the whole thing. It is a treaty act, so it is going to be very lengthy. But I just took out the most important parts that pertain to the bone collecting community and what you should know. So if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below of what you thought and if I should cover anything else.